sir. We live. We back, man. Welcome back. Or just welcome if it's your first time here. I know we're getting a lot of new subscribers, so I try to make sure I address y'all. I am your humble host, man, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. This is the Golden Goose DFS show where we specialize in single entry 3 max and 20 max content. So if that's your particular style of play, man, you found the right spot, even if it's not. Trust me, you in one of the best spots you can be in, especially if you're playing NBA DFS, man. Content videos on point each and every day. You want to be subscribed. You want to have your notification bell on. Trust me on this, man. Don't be left out in the cold. Also, do me one small favor, man. Hit that like button for your boy. It goes a long way to help the channel grow. It's greatly appreciated. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in, all right? Let's get into it, man. This is my starting five where I bring you 5 plays on DraftKings and FanDuel that's more than likely going to be in my player pool. I say more than likely because this is NBA, man. You know you get late scratches, injury news all throughout the day, even after lock. So more than likely these players will be in my player pool, barring news or anything, all right? But before we do that, man, we got my lineup review, going over my best lineups from yesterday's slate. It was an okay slate for me. Won a little bit of money on both sites. So any night that's not a losing night is a good night in DFS, man. Got my best lineup pulled up. This is the it was the $1.20 max right here. Yeah, came in 81st place, man. Put up a score of 359 right here. And it just keep it 100 with you, man. You're going to see a lot of the plays I gave you yesterday in the videos, man. That's why I tell you, you want to be subscribed, man. I don't play with y'all, man. I'm bringing you plays. These are actual plays I gave in the video yesterday. Like I said, when you get this video, now, barring, it's going to change slightly due to news, but barring any big major news, I'm using these plays I'm giving y'all in these videos, man. You're going to see when I break down these lineups. I'm actually, whatever I give you, like I said, barring any injury or something happen, in these starting 5 videos, you can best assure they're going to be in my player pool, all right? But let's get into it, man. Best lineup, 359. At the top, Terry Rozier. Talked about him yesterday. I told you, man, I had no problem going right back to the well with no with no LaMelo over there. He came through with a monster game, man. And I told you yesterday on the video, that's just what you're going to have to deal with, Rozier. He going to give you the game like he gave you last time out. Then he going to come back and give you something like this. 69 fantasy points here against the Brooklyn Nets. And a very high-scoring game, man. At 15% on, definitely helped us out in this lineup. At the shooting guard, had him with Bryce McGowan, 31% on. He was solid. He should have had a much better game. This 25 fantasy points, he got like all that in the first half. But I guess when you got Rozier going crazy in the second half, it's going to kind of take away from you. But I thought he was about to destroy the slate with that first half. He had like 20 fantasy points at the first half. I thought he was about to go for a monster one. But still solid at 31% on, 25 fantasy points. Can't be mad at that. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, man. I don't know what y'all was doing yesterday. 17%. I could have, well, that's how I know enough people don't watch and listen to the video. Because I could have swore on the video I told y'all yesterday, if Troy Brown Jr. start, go Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I said if Kyle Anderson start, I will have interest in him. But if he doesn't, they start Troy Brown, go to Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I had plenty of them last night, man. I'm glad y'all slept on them. Only 17% on. I definitely take it. Wasn't expecting this, but a 51 burger from them. Gotta love that at 4,900. Karl Anthony Towns, man, the thumbnail yesterday. I told you I was going to play plenty of Karl Anthony Towns. 23% on, man. He gave us right at a 60 burger here. Very solid. Try to get different here, man. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 8% on. He gave us 64, but at his price tag, man, it was a lot of players that gave you this scoring more for cheaper yesterday. Very, very high scoring slate yesterday. But try to get different with Giannis here, man, because I thought Nickeil Alexander-Walker would be more on than this. I figured Bryce McGowan was pretty chalky. So I thought Rozier would be a little higher on. But, hey, I was wrong, so I didn't have to get this different with Giannis right here. But he was still solid for us in this lineup. Got some Shoshan here, Jeremy Shoshan, however you say that name. No disrespect intended. 10% on, he gave you 53 fantasy points. I definitely wanted to get the pieces of this game. I had a lot of Trae Young. I had Sadiq Bey was my piece to get different in this game. He didn't really quite work out for me, but I had a lot of him as well. But Sohan at 10%, 53 fantasy points, very solid. Got to some Moses Moody here, 23% on, only 21 fantasy points. And then Troy Brown Jr. got him in once he was in the starting lineup, had some exposure to him, but he didn't do much at 4,200. There you have it, man. My best lineup on DK, 359 there, came in 81st place. Let's go look at FanDuel. Actually, my highest scoring lineup over here was in my single entry. This is the $10 single entry, man. Came in 26th place over here, 397. Just a quick run through. See Trae Young at the top, man. You definitely wanted pieces of that Spurs-Hawks game, but you didn't have to go crazy in that game. It was a lot of high-scoring games yesterday. Like I said, it was a very high-scoring night over there in these fantasy streets. Trae Young, though, 36% on. Love that 75 burger from him. Mike Conley, 53% on, only 26. And this is my fault, too, man. I was back and forth on Mike Conley. It's a couple of guys I don't really play, and they right here next to each other. But how the slate was shaping up, I put him in my player pool. Normally, I take Mike Conley out. But because of the Edwards news, I figured it'll give him a little more opportunity. I left him in, but I never really played Mike Conley. Hurt me right here, 53% on, only gave me 26 fantasy points. Gordon Hayward, another guy I don't really play, but given the situation, I like this game environment, and the price was good over here on him. But 36 fantasy points, definitely needed a better performance at 43% on. Moody over here as well, 23% on, only 21. There you go, Sadiq Bey. Like I said, that was my low-owned piece of this game. Got him at 3%, only 26 fantasy points. He didn't kill me, but I was looking for him to sneaky give me a nice performance. It did not happen. Nickeil Alexander-Walker again. Now, he was much more owned over here on FanDuel, but that's because he was like $500 cheaper. He's $4,400 over here. But I still had plenty of them, man. 53 fantasy points for him was huge. Got Wembanyama here at 23% on. He gave us 54 fantasy points. I figure he would come in at a little lower ownership than this, but he still got 23%. You know, given that we was waiting on that news and he was ruled in after lock, I thought he wouldn't garner too much ownership. But still solid ownership at 23% on. Nice performance from him. Towns again had plenty of them, and I got Vooch in here. Once both of those Bulls guys was ruled out, I knew I was gonna get the Vooch. I always get to those Bulls guys when one of them is ruled out, but especially when two of them is out, it just leaves the other guy to be the solo star. So I usually get to him. Got to some Vooch here, solid for me at 49 fantasy points. Like I said, came in 26th place. This is the $10 single entry over here. So, like I said, solid night for us. Nothing crazy, but any night you don't lose is a good night in DFS, all right? But let's get to this starting five. 6-game slate today on Friday, and it's going to be kind of tough right now. I'm going to let you know right now. We is definitely hunting for value. You are not going to be comfortable with your bills early on. Until we get some value news to open up some things, it took me a minute to put this video together, man. You are not going to be comfortable with your lineups, but let's talk about it, man. At the top, point guard, 4,900. I want to look at Derrick Rose if he continues to be in this starting lineup. We saw the Grizzlies adjust their starting lineup last time out, moved Derrick Rose and Roddy into the starting lineup. If that trend continues here, I'm definitely going to have some interest in Derrick Rose at 4,900. He got close to starters minutes, 27, 28 minutes. If he's going to approach 30 minutes, I think Derrick Rose still got a little juice left at 4,900. I'm definitely going to get to him against these Dallas Mavericks. At the shooting guard spot, so price is a little high for me on Cole Anthony. I ain't gonna lie. You can call it sticker shock or whatever you want. I'm really a little uncomfortable with this price, $7K for Cole Anthony, but the kid's been balling. He's in a great matchup against the Washington Wizards. We just saw this game play out, and he dropped 45 in like 26 minutes, so he's definitely capable of it. You definitely want to get to some of this game. I'm gonna look at Cole Anthony right here at 7K. At the small forward, I want to go back to Desmond Bane, 8,700. He's just the star of this Memphis team, man. It's the same thing. You're going to have to live through the up and downs. He's going to give you games where he's 35. He's going to come back and give you 50-some games. But that's just what you got to live with and get him on the right night. We going to him in this spot. It's like I said, 6-game, 8,700. The price is creeping on up there. I'm a little uncomfortable with this price, but we don't got a lot of options on this 6-gamer right now, especially waiting on news out here. But I like Desmond Bane. I think he's very solid at this price tag going against these Mavericks. At the power forward, I'm going right back to Paulo Banchero. That's right. We just saw him in this matchup. He just failed everybody. I'm hoping that bad taste in everybody's mouth keeps the ownership down on him a little bit. Plus the price increase a little bit over here on DK to 8,400. He's questionable right now. I'm anticipating he's good to go. I think he's probable. The Q tag is just here. I think he's probable. Should be playing tonight. So barring any setbacks and he's good to go, I'm definitely gonna get to some Paulo Banchero 8,400. Hopefully I can get him at a little lower ownership, but it is a 6 game or so. At the center spot, I'm gonna roll the dice with Daniel Gafford, man. 5,500. I mean, you know what the case is with him. He just got to get 30 plus minutes. If he can stay out of foul trouble and get to 30 minutes, he gonna pay off for you. I don't think it's been a game this year that Gafford's got 30 minutes and he hasn't gave you a solid score, a score you can use at his price tag. So we just gotta get him to that 30 minutes. Hopefully stay out of foul trouble. I'm definitely gonna take some shots on him at 5,500. All right, there you have it, man. Your starting five for DK: Derrick Rose, Cole Anthony, Desmond Bain, Paulo Banchero, and Daniel Gafford. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. They for sure gonna be in mine. All right. Let's go take a look at FanDuel. Pardon me, guys. Man, my bad. Got a little choked up there. On to the FanDuel side, though. At the top, stand with Derrick Rose, 4,800. Like I said, provided he's in the starting lineup, I expect him to get the same run he got last time out. Maybe a few more minutes if the game is a little closer. Give me some Derrick Rose at 4,800. Staying in that same game, coming to the other side. I want to look at Kyrie Irving, 8,300. I love this price tag over here on FanDuel, man. You know it's the him and Luka show. Luka and Kyrie, they kind of keep each other's ceiling down, so to speak. So I never really play them together. I'll give you another little bonus here. If I never put them two in the same lineup. It's always one or the other, man, because I don't think they both give you ceiling performances at their price tag. But I like Kyrie here at 8,300 in this matchup going against the Grizzlies. At the small forward, stand with Paulo Banchero. That's right. He's the thumbnail, man. I'm going right back to him. I don't care. You know, I roll a guy right back out there, especially after he failed. 7,800. Love the price tag over here. Should be good to go. Give me Paulo Banchero in a great matchup against the Washington Wizards. Power forward. I want to look at Keldon Johnson over here, 7K. Now, this is a twofold play. I like him regardless, but you have the added benefit that Wembanyama is questionable on the second night of a back-to-back. People were worried about him sitting last night. It's still a very real chance that he sits tonight. Now, Keldon Johnson going to be a solid play regardless of whether Wembanyama plays or not. But if he sits, that's going to increase. All these Spurs guys are going to get steamed up over here. Keldon Johnson will be my favorite if Wembanyama sits. I like him right now as the slate sits if Wembanyama is in, but I'm going to love him if Wembanyama is out. Definitely get to some exposure to Keldon Johnson right here at 7K. And then round out that center, man. Look at Jaren Jackson, 8K. In this matchup against the Mavericks, he's another guy that you just got to worry about the foul trouble and the minutes. If he gets the minutes, he should definitely give you a solid performance here in this matchup. If Dallas don't have anything down low for him to really worry about, I'm expecting him to patrol the boards down there and give me a nice game in this spot. It's probably gonna be definitely gonna be a balanced build tonight, unless we get some serious value opening up. You're probably gonna do some balanced builds in a lot of your lineups. But there you have it, man. You're starting five for FanDuel: Jaren Jackson Jr., Keldon Johnson, Paulo Banchero, Kyrie Irving, and Derrick Rose. Man, get some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. They for sure gonna be in mine. Y'all know, man. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, leave it down below, man. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't done it already. Come on, man. You done made this far in the video. Show a little love. You get a little love in return. That's gonna do it for us here today, man. Y'all know the motto: chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'll catch y'all next time, all right? Let's get it.